Okay, we're gonna play a match of or two of Jump In because last time, let me check something here. Last time I did it, I ran out of space on my hard drive, so it didn't save the entire gameplay footage. So I have one with the deck already, but I would like to play again. We will go over the deck quick. Speedy Sacrifice. I didn't think it was very good. Let me go full screen here. We have a Shambling Ghast. For a black, we get a zombie. When it dies, it can either give -1/-1 to a target creature an opponent controls or create us a treasure token, so that's something to sacrifice. Goblin Trap Finder, when it dies, something else to sacrifice. Secret creature card with mana value 3 or less. That card perpetually gains haste. This spell costs 2 less to cast, and at the beginning of your end step, sacrifice this creature. Fake your own death, so we can get around a sacrifice effect. Battle Cry Goblin, 1 in a red. Pay 1 in a red. Goblins you control get +1/+0 and gain haste until end of turn. Whenever it attacks, if you attack with creatures with total power 6 or greater this combat, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token that's tapped and attacking. Hobgoblin Captain, 1 in a red. It also has Pack Tactics, and it gains first strike until end of turn. You come to the Knoll Camp. Up to 2 target creatures can't block this turn, or target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn. Body Dropper. Whenever we sacrifice a creature, we put a 1/1 counter on it. Pay a black and a red, sack a creature. It gains menace until end of turn. So that can help us get through for some damage later. Hungry for More. Create a 3/1 black and red vampire creature token with trample, lifelink, and haste. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step, and a pretty cheap flashback cost. Sanguine Spy, menace and lifelink. 2 in a black, it's a 2/3. Pay 1, sack another creature, surveil 1, which is look at the top card of your library, then put any number of those into your graveyard and the rest on the top of your library in any order. It's kind of like Scribe, but we can get stuff into our graveyard. Beginning of our end step, if there are 5 or more mana values among cards in our graveyard, we may pay 2 life, and if we do, we draw a card. Murder, destroy target creature at instant speed for 1 black. Exhibition Magician, 2 in a red for a 2/2. When it enters, choose 1, create a 1/1 green and white citizen creature or a treasure token. Pyre Sledge Arsonist for 2 in a red. It's a 2/3. We pay 2 tap. It deals X to any target, where X is the number of permanents we've sacrificed this turn. So we could save, all of our sacrifice effects till 1 turn when they're tapped out. Um, well, no, I guess, since he doesn't have haste. Well, unless we've sacrificed something like this before, um, and then we gain haste, and they're tapped out, we play this, we sack a bunch of permanents, we deal a bunch of damage to our opponent. Craving of Yinogu. Enchant creature you control gets +3/+2, has haste, and attacks each combat if able. Pay a red, return it from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to target creature you control. It perpetually gains enchanted creature gets -1/-1. Activate only as a sorcery. Giant Fire Beetle, menace and double team, so when it attacks, if it's not a token, conjure a copy into our hand, and both of them perpetually lose double team. Improvised weaponry deals 2 damage to any target. Create a treasure token, so we gain another thing to sacrifice. 3 in a red for a 3/1 Plasma Jockey. When it attacks, target creature and opponent controls can't block this turn. That is Blitz, so we can also pay 2 in a red, cast it. It gains haste, and then it dies, and we draw a card, and we must sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. Forge Boss, 2 black and a red. Whenever you sacrifice 1 or more other creatures, Forge Boss deals 2 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only once each turn. So we hope to keep him around. Maybe save Fake Your Own Death to keep him out. Join the Maestros. Pay 4 and a black. Casualty 2, which is as you cast this spell, you may sack a creature with power 2 or greater. When you do, copy this, and if it has any targets, you may choose new targets for the copy. Create a 4/3 black ogre warrior creature tokens. We can sack one of our cheaper creatures to make 2 4/3 black ogre warrior creature tokens. Ready to rumble. Choose one. Damage can't be prevented. Ooh, I wonder if join the Maestros. No, that would not work with that. Okay, I was wondering if that would affect that. Ready to rumble. Damage can't be prevented this turn. Deals 5 damage, target creature or planeswalker, or destroy target artifact for 4 and a red. The Shattered States era, 4 and a red. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. Untap it, it gains haste until end of turn. Creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Then exile it and return it to the battlefield transformed as a 3/3 with trample and haste. Chaos Balor, 3 red for a flying 4/5 demon. When it attacks or dies, choose 2. Each mode must target a different player. Target player discards all the cards in their hand, then seeks that many non-land cards. Chaos Balor deals 2 damage to target player, and they create 2 treasure tokens. Chaos Balor deals 2 damage to each creature target player controls. They gain +2/+0 perpetually. So, I guess we're hoping we have some versatility there. But all of those, I think the one that benefits us the least is target player discards all the cards in their hand, then seeks that many non-land cards, depending on what our hand looks like later in the game. Since this is an aggressive deck, I imagine we'll be playing most of our cards. We won't really be holding a mitt full of stuff. That's possible that we're not, but a pretty low curve, and we want to play everything pretty aggressively. So I imagine we target our opponent with that, and then target ourselves with the other one of the other 2 modes, depending on if we need treasure tokens to sacrifice, or we can live through, our creatures can live through the 2 damage to each creature, and then they gain +2/+0. But it also would kill them, and a lot of our creatures have effects when they die, so that's good. Faraday's Fireball. Deal 5 damage, target creature or planeswalker, roll a d20. 1 through 9, it deals 2 damage to each player, and 10 through 20, it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Swamp, Skates Tumbledown, Mountain, and Geothermal Bog. So, yeah, I think it's a pretty straightforward deck. We want to play pretty aggressively, save up our creatures for turns where sacrificing them to something like Body Dropper or Forge Boss will benefit us. Things like our Blitz effect, Craving of Yi Gonu, Pyre Sledge Arsonist, Exhibition Magician all play into that. Treasure tokens, etc. Back. Yeah, so let's play. Like I said, I already won, but let's play anyway. As you drag a spell over the battlefield, the lands that will tap to cast it become highlighted. Yeah, I get screwed by that a lot. It's silly to manually tap your mana, but sometimes it's like, why? I only could possibly cast a red spell next turn. Why would you have tapped my only red mana when I had other mana to tap? We can't play any of our hand, so I'd say we have to take our free mulligan. A lot of mana there, but at least we can play our hand. Yeah, I don't really love this hand, though. I think we might mulligan again. I like this a lot better. And then we'll just put Ready to Rumble on the bottom. Keep 6. Or not on the bottom, but shuffle it back in. We'll play our Gate to Tumble Down first, since we can't play anything turn 1 anyway. Play our Battle Cry Goblin, since I think they'll try to kill our Body Dropper right away, and we kind of want him around for sacrifice abilities. Looks like they may be also playing Speedy. We'll play our Swamp just so we have versatility, but I think Battlecry Goblin is the way to go. Yeah, I think we're playing a similar deck here, though. And he's got a little better board state than we do. Although we can trade. You may not want to. I don't think we block. Let's see what else he's got. Yeah, he's playing. He's definitely essentially got our same deck. Think we play. We can't block anything. I don't think murdering his stuff is the right move. Um, I think we play our Hobgoblin Captain. Now let's play this. We can maybe block his Fire Beetle. I don't think. Well, no, we're not going to be able to block his Fire Beetle anyway. And we're going to attack because I'm not going to block anyway. He's going to play his other giant Fire Beetles. When it attacks, and then and then he loses it. No blocks. Then he'll play his next Fire Beetle, I'm assuming. Yep. Play a mountain. I think we need to murder one of his creatures. Or we could play both our Body Dropper and our Hobgoblin Captain. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Oh, cancel. Next two attackers. Could trade with our Fire Beetle. I don't think that would be wise for him. I think he's kind of got us beat to the punch as far as the aggro game plan goes. If I were him, I would not block. I would just take the damage and swing in for 7 next turn. So we're on like a 2-turn clock at this point, essentially. But I don't really see a way to stop it. Him having those menace creatures out so early and us trading would still put us at a pretty substantial disadvantage. We're going to need to murder something. But then I can't play anything else. So I think I play my Body Dropper and my Hobgoblin Captain. And then make him hold back. So now he needs to block, or we're going to get both of our pack tactics. Of course, I'm going to need to block his 3-1. Gains what? First strike? Oh, man. So we're taking 7 damage. I think we just got to no blocks it. And then we'll murder his creature. And then sack a creature. Whatever he plays, we have to murder. We need more treasure tokens. I like the general idea of this deck, but I feel like it needs more treasure tokens. Or had we drawn our treasure token cards, I think we'd be better off. That sucks. That's pretty much game there, I think. 3 damage. We can't get through with enough. Pack tactics. And 3 damage next turn. We can't block both of his 4/4s anyway. Next to combat. Next to attackers. No attacks. And then I think we have to murder his hobgoblin captain. And end turn. We're gonna have to block. Don't say good game yet. It's not over yet. But you can just deal 3 damage to my face. I mean, I can still block one of your creatures. Oh, it does have haste. Oh, never mind, I can't. Boo. There's really no way to... No really way to pull that out, I don't think. He just had to drop on us with his aggressive deck. He beat us to the punch. Yeah, like I say, I don't think this is a great deck. I can see what it's trying to do, but Speedy and Sacrifice did not pair as well together. Sacrifice is a slower, like, mid-game mechanic, and then Speedy, we want to be so aggressive. But let's play again, see if we can get a win. Because against a slower deck, like against a Simic deck or something, or like a White Weenie deck, I think we could do pretty well. I think this might even do well against Spirits, which I think is generally the best deck in Jumpstart right now. Jump in. Or maybe that's gone now that we've got Brothers War cards in. We can play most of our hand. Let's just keep it. And we don't have a 3-drop anyway, so... Kind of like his sleeves. Play our Body Dropper. We'll play our Gates Tumble Down next turn, unless we get a 3-drop, since we still don't have a 4-drop. Hollowed Priest. Yep, Gate to Tumble Down. Next to combat, all attack. Solve. We don't need to tap him. Make that a 2/1. Nah, let's just wait. Alright, we got our giant fire beetles. That's cool. We'd sacrifice another creature, but then we wouldn't be able to play our fire beetles. So I think we do this. Oh, I should have. Oops. Should have done the next. His Hallowed Priest instead. That was dumb. Yeah. He's just gonna overwhelm us. Got 5 mana. Creature Planeswalker. We could take out his creature. It's 3/3. Or we could play our Fire Beetles. Chump his 3/2. Let's do that. And then we can put a token on that to be able to block something that he plays. That's when it attacks, though. So we don't get our second one. Ugh. I'm glad I saved my kill spell. That's bizarre. I wouldn't have done that, but okay. That, and let's attack. Trade is 3/3, but then we can sack. No, we can't sack. We don't have the mana. No attacks. Bummer. Not liking this how this game's playing out either. At least his Hallowed Priest hasn't. We'll be able to hold him at bay a little bit. Probably should have swung with my Fire Beetles. Fuck. Ugh. No blocks. Yeah, now his creatures all get bigger. Cool. 7. We really can't block. 5, that leaves us 2 mana to fake our own death. Have to. God, I want to swing with this. I'm gonna. So we get our other copy in our hand. Is that fine? Yeah, that's fine. Still get the copy. Yeah, it's fine. We can fake our own death and kill something big. Hopefully he's just got another land in his hand. Nope. Damn it. Hoping he's gonna. Oh, bummer. Four mana, though. That's not. We have 7 out. So it leaves us with 3. Or no, 2, because this comes in tapped. I think that might be game anyway. I should have just played the giant fire beetles. Yeah, I don't really care for this deck. I might just be playing it wrong, but here you go there, bud. Not a lot to think about here. You don't have cards in hand. You're just gonna be a dill hole and run out the clock? That's kind of what it feels like you're doing. Is it like, do people think it's rude to play out the game? Like I should just concede because he's probably going to win? That seems dumb. Although that seems like what he's doing. Yeah, I'll wait all day, man. It's quite alright with me. You should just lose the game after this many. Yeah, I think it must be some like, oh, you should just concede. I'm going to win anyway. And he's gonna wait again. You should just lose. I feel like it should cost you the game instead. If you just waste your timeouts. It should be the same as conceding. You shouldn't be allowed to just use your 30-second timer every single phase. I mean, maybe he got disconnected. I don't know. And it should skip his attack phase or it's something. Yeah. All right, good. Maybe it does. It does make you just lose. Good. Okay, hey, there's some justice in the world. Got a victory with this deck. Good. Now I can quit playing with it because I don't like it. Yeah, that deck sucks. Made us some coins and made us some XP though. So let's resign. Okay. Did it already show us? It must have already shown me what that was, but let's play another one. See if we can get something better. Ooh, I can get spirits. Double Trouble was pretty fun to play with, but I've done that already. So let's do spirits. Always feel like those people beat me. And let's do Bewitching. Those seem to go together. Training might be okay too. Educated might be okay too. Let's do Bewitching. Alright, so what do we got? Gavany Trapper. 1 mana for a 0/2. Pay 2, tap target creature. Homestead Courage. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. Gains vigilance until end of turn. Flashback cost of white. Candlegrove Witch, 1 and a white for a 2/2. Coven. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers, it gains fly till end of turn. Does Coven count as a power? I don't think it does. Drogskull Inventory, Disturb, so 3 and a white, and we may cast it from our graveyard, and it is then transformed into Drogskull Armaments. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. If it would be put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. Nurturing Presence, 1 and a white. Enchanted creature has, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 spirit with flying. Sungold Sentinel, when it enters the battlefield or attacks, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard. Coven, 1 and a white, choose a color. Sungold Sentinel gains hexproof from that color until end of turn and can't be blocked by creatures of that color this turn. Activate only if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. Oh, so that's the Bewitching part. Everything is Coven. Geist Wave, 1 and a blue, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you controlled it, draw a card. Devoted Graphkeeper, when it enters the battlefield, mill 2 cards. It's 2/1 for white-blue. Whenever you cast a spell from your graveyard, tap target creature you don't control. We can disturb it for 1 white-blue, and then it becomes a flying 3/1 that can block only creatures with flying. And if it would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. Dorothea, Vengeful Victim. 2 mana for a flying 4/4. That's good. When it attacks or blocks, sack it at end of combat. And we can cast it for our disturb cost with Enchanted Creature has, whenever this creature attacks, create a 4/4 white spirit creature token with flying that's tapped and attacking. Sacrifice that token at the end of combat. If Dorothea's Retribution we put into a graveyard from anywhere, exile it instead. This would be an interesting commander or brawl thing. Because we could leave it in our graveyard, disturb it, get it out, then when it's exile, it would come back as Dorothea and cost 4 mana for a flying 4/4. That's just very cheap. Borrowed Time, 2 and a white, exile target non-land permanent till it leaves the battlefield. Rally Maneuver, 2 and a white, target creature gains +2/+0 and gains first strike until end of turn. Up to 1 other target creature gets +0/+2 and gains lifelink until end of turn. So that should help us trigger Coven. 2 and a white for a 3/2 Coven. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control creatures with 3 or more different powers, gains lifelink until end of turn. Sigarda's Imprisonment. Enchant creature, can't attack or block. Pay 4 and a white, exile it, and then create a blood token. Binding Geist, 2 and a blue for a 3/1. Whenever it attacks, target creature an opponent controls gains -2/-0 until end of turn. You can disturb it and then enchant a creature, giving it -2/-0, and if it would be put into graveyard, exile instead. Geistlight Snare. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a spirit. It also costs 1 less to cast if you control an enchantment. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. So in this deck, it's a 1 mana counter target spell unless its controller pays 3, pretty much. Brian Comer. I feel like this is kind of the flagship spirit card. 1 white and a blue for a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield or becomes target of an aura, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. We can disturb it for white and a blue. When Brindbound Gift enters the battlefield or enchanted creature becomes the target of an aura spell, create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying, and then exile it. Clarion Cathars, 3 and a white for a 3/3. When it enters, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Dualcraft Trainer, 3 and a white, first strike, Coven. At the beginning of combat on your turn, 3 or more different powers, target creature you control gains double strike until end of turn. That seems good. Gutter Skulker, 3 and a blue for a 3/3. Can't be blocked as long as it's attacking alone. Disturb for 3 and a blue. It enchants a creature, gains that same ability, and then would be exiled. Scattered Thoughts, 3 and a blue. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Put 2 of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Devoted Paladin, 4 and a white. Beacon of Hope. When it enters, creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn for a 4/4. That's solid. Huron Blessed Geist, 4 and a white, for a 3/3 flyer. Pay 3 and a white, exile it from our graveyard. Create 2 1/1 white spirit creature tokens with flying. Activate only if you control an enchantment and only as a sorcery. Gate to the Citadel, Plains, Island, and Idyllic Beachfront. Gate to the Citadel, it's a Seek, yeah. Alright, let's play this. Have a drink here. We're drinking Scalvin Bourbon. Ready versus TY707. Alright, Gavany Trapper, Dorothea, Rally Maneuver, and Gutter Skulker, 3 lands. I think we keep that. The Black Lotus sleeves there. What's he thinking? Okay. Player Gavany Trapper. We can still attack with it, so if we get Dorothea's Retribution onto it, we can still swing, which is kind of nice. Although we will not. But assume he's going to kill that immediately. Oh, nope, okay. Well, it had tapped land, I'm sure he'd love to, but let us... Should I swing with it and put it on... Put it on this? Or should I wait and put it on something else? I think we just attack with it. And now we can disturb it. But let's play our Binding Geist instead. And we'll slap Dorothea onto that. Gutter Skulker, if we get a mana, that might be better. Yeah, that'll be better. As long as it's attacking alone, and then we'll get a 4/4 Angel each turn. I could end up killing it if he blocks my 3/1. But no, I don't think we do that. I don't really need to worry about him attacking, so I'm going to attack with both of these. Maybe he thinks, oh, he must have something up his sleeve. God, I kind of want to kill it with Rally Maneuver. But then we can't play our Gutter Skulker. Probably going to kill that, because that'll be good with this on it. Tap, add A blue, spend it only to cast an instant sorcery or a kicked spell. And he quits. Yeah, that would have been would not have been a good match for him after that. Yeah, Blue White Spirits is a powerful deck in jump start or jump in. I hope to get it a couple other times so I can actually build it. I don't think I have enough cards to kind of want to play it again. I don't think I have enough cards to actually make it a deck. But now let's just claim prize. We can always play something else. Thran Vigil, 1 and a black, enchantment. Whenever one or more artifact and/or creature cards leave your graveyard during your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. We'll resign. And we will end this video there and create a new one. So yeah, thanks for watching.